Male pop stars are completely just done for, at least in the Western world. I know that there's a completely different sector of the world that's absolutely kind of killing the male pop star vibe, but there's just nothing, at least to me, being someone that's from the West, seeing a male pop star. We haven't seen any of these, honestly, since Justin Bieber. And even though Justin Bieber is still around, the type of vibe that he once had is no longer the same. And that could be because at the end of the day, he has grown up. He's a man now. He's closer to 30 or closer to 40 than he is 18. And that's just what it is. But I would love to see another Western pop star come up and just pull up over here, even if it's male boy band pop stars. You guys know I love boy bands. My favorite boy band of all time in at least the 20th, 21st century is One Direction. While a couple of years prior to that, my favorite boy band was the Jonas Brothers. And a little bit before that, my favorite boy band was also NSYNC. If you could see a pattern of kind of like me having this type of feeling or crush or infatuation with the male boy band, with the male pop stars, because I think a boy band is just a lot of male pop stars in one group. So Justin Bieber, in my personal opinion, was the end all be all for the 21st century male pop star. He was where it started and where it ended. And even though a lot of his music is now R&B pop fused, a lot of his first couple of albums were just simple pop songs, pop perfection, honestly. And I think a lot of people don't give him his flowers for the music that he did have pre-journals. I notice a lot of people give him his flowers for journals, but don't give him his flowers for the pop music that he was giving us before. Everyone hated Baby, but Baby is a staple in pop culture. A lot of people had an issue with a lot of his songs before or after. Songs like As Long As You Love Me, Beauty and the Beat. All of these songs are what made a lot of the tens what they were. Just straight up male pop songs. Same with One Direction. Before One Direction kind of crashed and burned, they definitely were a male pop group that gave us what we needed. And I love that One Direction never really steered all the way off from that pop sound. Even if they tried to make like pop rock at one point with their third album, Midnight Memories, they always seem to end up shifting back to pop music, whether that be because of Simon Cowell and Cinco and, you know, the monster that company is. It seems like pop can also age. There's like a type of pop music where you could tell someone that's in their 30s or 40s or 50s are listening to this. And then there's the type of pop music where you could tell it's for like the kids, the teenagers, the young adults, the people who are maybe about to enter their 30s. It's like a little bit of a difference is what I've noticed. And also another band I do like to bring up, even though they didn't have a lot of long-term success at that moment, is Big Time Rush. They've come back and they're more, of course, a throwback, nostalgic act with a few extra songs. But how a lot of people see them, to be honest, is as a nostalgic act who's come back for a lot of their dues, which I feel like they've gotten since they've been back. The Jonas Brothers as well has come back, but the type of pop music they're making is for an older crowd, which makes sense because they are older. I would like to see a pop artist come out that is for people who are teens, tweens, young adults, mid-20s. I would love that, because a lot of people, when NSYNC came out, they were like in their early to mid-20s. There's nothing wrong with still liking male pop music at that age, in my personal opinion. I just feel like the Western males have significantly declined. And I could genuinely say the last male pop star that we've had that made pure pop music, I'm not talking about R&B pop or R&B pop trap infused music. Justin Bieber, I think he's past that. A lot of the songs he's coming out with now, you could tell he's way past this type of pop lane. He's just over it, which is natural. He's 30 something, he's married with children. So it makes sense that he might not be in that realm to give us pop music. He's over that, which I greatly give him kudos for kind of giving us those years of him being a kid and a teenager and a young adult before transitioning fully into R&B. It was nice. And not to say R&B can't be for kids. I was a kid listening to a lot of R&B songs, but there's a clear difference between songs like TGIF Friday and songs like I'll Make Love to You by Boyz II Men. There's a clear difference. And on a Friday while I'm driving down the road, sometimes I'm going to want to listen to Last Friday Night by Katy Perry. Sometimes I'm going to want to listen to Baby by Justin Bieber. Sometimes I'm going to want to listen to songs like What Makes You Beautiful or One Thing or Gotta Be You by One Direction. And that's okay. And I just want male pop stars to make a comeback so bad. And I think the reasons why they're not around anymore is because, number one, there's just a lack of an opening, honestly, for new artists. I notice it's harder for new artists to come out now. And I think it's because everybody is in a stage where they're nostalgic. But eventually we're going to have to get the ball moving with the men. I notice with the girls, there's a good amount of new girls who are out, whether you say they're on to par or not. There's a good amount of them that are out. Chaplin, Olivia, Sabrina, Tate. There's a good amount of them that are out that you could say, okay, you know, they're here. I have my opinions on some of them, but they're here. They're trying to make an effort. They're the new generation. We got to get over it. With the men, I can't pinpoint a lot of new males that are out right now who are popular or on the same level as someone like an Olivia Rodrigo or even a Sabrina Carpenter. I can't pinpoint that, which does make me sad because having something like Bieber Fever, there's just something so fun about that as a young person that I just feel like is kind of missing now. But that's all my opinion. Of course, there's other sectors of the world who are coming in and doing their type of pop, which I appreciate. And I've kind of learned to watch and be like, wow, this is cool. But it's just nothing like something like Justin Bieber or B2K or One Direction or Mindless Behavior. There's something about those groups that I don't think could be replicated in the same way. And I notice even in the behavior of fans, it's not the same. And I just wish that they would come back. I hope that they come back. I want to do another video really diving deep into why male pop stars no longer exist, at least in the West.
Oh, yeah. I see you hanging on to him, trying to pretend.